Hello. So, this is going to be my third video in a row about the Bondi Terror Attack. And this feels weird to me because every single day, I make a video about Australia every weekday, reacting to something, learning something about Australia, whatever it is, usually having fun, every single weekday. And I always choose a different subject every single day. So to do the same subject 3 days in a row feels weird to me. And I just wanted to say, it's because, no, what am I supposed to do? Learn about fairy bread or something? I'm not going to do that. It doesn't work right now. This week, I guess, it just won't work. It's not even that I don't care right now. It's that it would be fake, It would just be fake. I'm not going to fake being interested or thinking about some other subject about Australia when the only thing that has captured my mind right now about Australia is the fact that the biggest shooting in 30 years, tragedy in Australia, happened this week. So I don't know. I just wanted to say that because that's just what I'm thinking. Right now, that's all I can think about. So I want to react to this video. It's got 1 million views. And scrubbing through it, I've seen 1 million different videos. The amount of angles and videos of this attack is unbelievable. But scrubbing through this, first of all, I see there's some, I think this must be the guy who shot the video. But I don't think I've seen this angle. And also here, scrubbing through it, I can see we see a bit of the police response, which is quite fascinating because that's an aspect of this whole situation in the aftermath that people are talking about. Now, I will say up front, I am not in the position to critique the Australian police force response to the first mass shooting in 30 years. I'm not even Australian, but that's just as far as me. I'm going to do my best not to oh, yeah, they should have done this. But regardless of what I do, what I'm saying is that is a subject on the internet right now. And also, as an American, America has a long history of that exact subject. Unfortunately, we have a very long history of these types of attacks. So we have a long history of police response to those attacks, dating all the way back to Columbine. Very notoriously, the police took hours, over 4 hours, to actually enter the library where the shooters were at that point. And they had been there for a long time. And kids were dying. And, the protocols back then just did not suit this relatively new phenomenon that's still, that attack still inspires to this day almost all the school shootings here in America. And even around the world, as crazy as that is. Obviously nothing to do with this attack. Let's do it.
Are they gunshots?
Yeah.
Where is he?
Some of it. I wouldn't go out to be careful.
Wow.
You heard those gunshots? Talk me through what happened.
That was kind of a powerful moment right there already. His buddy says, I wouldn't go out there. And he just goes right out there. Holy shit, guys. What is it in your guys' blood? A lot of bravery shown on this day.
Happened? I guess it took...
Wow.
I reckon probably about 20 seconds to go, that's not right, And so I walked to the window that was open and leading out to the beach. And I noticed 3 people running into our communal laundry on the ground level. And there was a young girl there, and I said, are they gunshots? She said, yeah, they're gunshots. And she had the look of someone who'd been running for her life. I was able to establish that the shots were coming from a distance.
There's police car. This dude's literally just running toward this crazy footage.
And so then I'm,
just going toward the gunfire.
Followed my way up cross Campbell Parade and followed my way up. There was a couple of police cars and a couple of
wow, look at that.
Officers who were pinned essentially. They were you'd tucked down, you have guns drawn obviously. And
wow,
I
it's
actually
right there.
was at the rear of the vehicle, and
you can see the debris kicking up. It seems obvious that those are bullets from police attempting to eliminate this.
And
Man, I don't mean to make gross conclusions, but I see that there were 2 cops, right? And they both appear to be armed with just a pistol, which is probably, I don't know if all of these New South Wales police only had pistols, but
a couple of police cars and a couple.
what a difficult scenario with just a pistol. When you're up against an assailant who has a long rifle with an optic, how are you supposed to close the distance? The pistol is not ideal in this scenario. So, man.
A couple of officers who were
And like I said, I'm not trying to critique. I'm just making an obvious, observation that they have pistols.
pinned essentially. They were you'd tucked down, guns drawn obviously. And I actually was at the rear of the vehicle, and I'd actually had a better view than they couldn't. They were getting fired upon, and they couldn't really stick their head up. Whereas I made a quick calculation when I first got there. When I realised the guy on the bridge was shooting, I thought, by the time he turns, lines me up, I can get down.
Holy shit, dude! The dude's looking straight at the camera.
By the time he turns, lines
And he's still filming them.
me up, I can get down. It was put to the test, yeah?
What on earth? Oh, there's Ahmed Al-Ahmed. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, but Ahmed Al-Ahmed. Oh my gosh.
As I say,
That'll never get old. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
adrenaline's
Some of the most powerful footage, and I've seen 3 angles now. 3 different angles of the most powerful, impressive display of bravery ever caught on film. Maybe. I mean, and then you have Boris and Sophia, also caught on film, equally as heroic. So, I mean, just the most heroic footage ever seen coming out of this event. That's part of why this is headline news, guys. Here in America, I don't know if that's obvious to Australians, but headline news, and has been for days here in America. And it's partly because of that incredibly powerful clip, of bravery. And there's a ton of other heroes, of course. In fact, I got a comment that I appreciate that listed a lot. And while it might be ultimately futile to attempt to list every single hero, the more listed, the better, in my opinion. They all deserve their flowers, their credit for their absolute acts of heroism. What happened? Boris and Sophia, Ahmed, Reuven Morrison, AB, who rushed the bridge to kick the gun away. Jess, the pregnant mom, of course, and the Bondi Beach lifeguards, Bondi Beach. Jackson Doolin, who ran 2 kilometers barefoot with a defibrillator from another beach. The doctors launching in cafes who rushed while the bullets were flying. They're all heroes. Yep.
as I say, adrenaline is going, and I guess I thought, well, at least I can alert these guys what I can see and what I know. But yeah, it descended into a really crazy period where it was obviously there was all hell breaking loose, but it was very difficult to ascertain who the player.
I like this guy. This is a very humble guy. I think this guy is actually very representative of my general perception of Australians. I mean, I'm making a pretty big generalization, but this guy seems very cool and humble.
You saw the hero do his thing.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, and I actually thought, because while he's holding the gun at him, I thought he'd shot him, and then bang, 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 the guy on the bridge.
So then you realise there are 2. The one in front of you and another one on the bridge.
That's right. He was in mode, this bloke, like he was...
I wonder if that's accurate. Did he not know there were two up until that moment? I don't know. It's unclear. I guess so.
Because it's close enough to me, he was angry.
Holy crap!
Rizzo.
This is crazy footage, man. This guy sacrificed, potentially, he almost sacrificed his life just to video it. He just got the gun pointed straight at him.
So...
You could see it on his face.
You could.
In his eyes. Mate, you were doing an incredible job, shouting out instructions to police, giving them information they could use in real time. Mate, you followed them up. The first thing you encountered...
See, that's very humble. He just says, you know, and he did. I mean, he was. It's on film. Wow, very impressive.
Is a young...
You know, the response when something absolutely horrific like this happens, it's the response of the community that really shows the character of the people. And man, what an incredible response.
couple coming down, a kid that's been shot in the leg. And he tells you about that incident. Talk me through that.
Yeah, it's that happened very quickly and sort of out of nowhere, like this. These kids appeared, like, and then I think it was from there, not long after they moved forward, the police. From that was a very fast and odd. There was a lot of things happening, and then there was another, you know, then the breakout of violence on the bridge. It was another crazy scene to get your head around.
I saw this as well. This is a better angle than I saw. But it's like just chaos was happening on the bridge. This guy thought that was the assailant. He's just punching him. I mean, obviously people are extremely emotional. Rightfully so.
In such close proximity, you could see the scuffles going on as the police and bystanders were trying to bring this gunman to the ground. Was that just chaos?
Mate, if the police weren't there, they were...
But that's not the gunman. I mean, the implication of what he just said while showing this video almost implies that that's the gunman. But that's not. Just to be clear.
See the scuffles going on as the police and bystanders were trying to bring this gunman to the ground. Was that just chaos?
Mate, if the police weren't there, they were torn to shreds. And the police, I think, handled that really well.
They did.
I thought. And I guess at that stage, people didn't really know who else is, you know, or is there anyone else? So that felt like the sort of culmination of it for me up on the bridge when they had those guys pinned.
Isn't it an impressive sign of a society where even the most rancid pieces of garbage among us, people that were literally just then killing innocent people and children, are still treated, you know, they're still protected by the police. You know, I mean, to me, that's, I think people kind of take it for granted that we live, a lot of people live in quite civilized societies nowadays where it's like, wow, that takes a lot of restraint and it's impressive, you know, because it would be easy for the cops to just say, you know, to get in on it and just say, yeah, let's kick this dude's ass. And he certainly deserved it. And I'm glad that one dude did get a frickin' stomp to the head in. Not gonna lie. It just shows that, you know, I mean, overall, you guys are above it. You know, in the moment, it's hard to be. But as a protocol, you're above it.
That felt like the sort of culmination of it for me up on the bridge when they had those guys pinned.
Do you think Bondi will be Bondi again?
We took a big hit yesterday, you know, so.
It absolutely will be Bondi again. it'll be more Bondi than it ever was before. That's what I hope, and that's what I expect. The people will be back out on Bondi Beach. This won't stop it. In fact, they should celebrate Hanukkah at that exact same spot next year on the first day of Hanukkah. And I bet they will. And there's going to be more people show up to that event than ever before.
We took a big hit yesterday, you know. So it's I don't know. It's I don't know. We don't realise how lucky we got it, mate. This is as good as it gets. Don't stuff it up, you know. Cheers, mate.
Wow. Incredible account. You can tell that. I mean, obviously, the whole thing's traumatizing. Wow. Freaking comments are off, of course. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.